If you're new to Destiny 2 and Beyond Light, or maybe you've just taken the last couple seasons off from the game, a bunch of really good legendary weapons from past seasons have been added to the game. All of these weapons were originally added in the previous 2 seasons, but were thought to be completely gone, with no chance of earning them again. Last week, Bungie made a huge update to the World Drop loot pool, adding all of these weapons back. Out of all of these weapons, there's 5 weapons in particular I think you need to get your hands on if you missed them before, especially if you're a PvE player that wants to play more endgame content like the Deep Stone Crypt raid. In this video, I'm going to go over the top 5 weapons that have returned you need to farm for, what roles to get on them, and how to farm them extremely easily. Hi guys, I'm Legionless and this channel is about helping you enjoy your games more. If you want to enjoy your games more, subscribe to the channel to get recommended more Destiny content on the channel, like the god rolls you need to get on new Beyond Light weapons. Like this video to help me out, and comment down below what other weapons you think someone new to Destiny, or someone coming back to the game after a few seasons, should get as quickly as possible. Number 1 is the Gnawing Hunger Void AR. This is hands down one of the most popular primary weapons to use in the game because the perk options on the weapon are really good and the base stats on the Gnawing Hunger make it incredibly easy to use and do well with. For the first column, you're going to want to increase your stability, recoil, or handling. These 3 stats are going to make the weapon spread tighter to land more precision damage, or just make the Gnawing Hunger much more comfortable to use. Arrowhead Break, Chambered Compensator, or Corkscrew Rifling are really good options to look for. In column 2, the best option in my opinion is to go with Tactical Mag. For a slightly larger magazine size, more stability, and a slightly faster reload. For a lot of the perk options we'll want to get in the first 2 columns, having more ammo in the mag and a faster reload will be really nice. In column 3, my absolute favorite perk for PvE is Field Prep. A lot of people swear by Subsistence, but I'm just not a fan of how quickly I burn through all of my ammo when I'm shredding through dozens of trash enemies really quickly. With Field Prep, the Gnawing Hunger gets more ammo reserves, but you get one of the fastest reloads in the game whenever you want. All you need to do is crouch, hit your reload, and then you reload incredibly fast. You don't need to continue crouching throughout the entire reload animation, just at the start, and then you can walk around like normal. Tap the trigger and Zen Moment are really good options if you have trouble controlling the spread of the Gnawing Hunger, but the base recoil pattern is fairly tight already, and these are more of PvP perks. In the final column, there's 2 options in particular I really like. There's Demolitionist and Rampage. Demolitionist is one of my favorite perks to run on any primary weapon because it makes a noticeable difference in your grenade abilities uptime. Getting kills with Gnawing Hunger will get my grenade back faster, and when I throw my grenade, it'll automatically reload the weapon for me. Rampage with the Rampage spec mod on the Gnawing Hunger makes it such a good crowd control weapon. You can get up to the ×3 Rampage stack quickly, as each kill helps you get to the next stack, and the Rampage spec mod lets you keep that really nice damage buff going for a long time. Rampage's timer refreshes every time you get a kill, so it's very easy to go through a bunch of enemies very quickly, and if you're running Field Prep, you can reload very fast to keep that killing spree going. Moving on to the second weapon, we have one of the best DPS weapons in the game, especially for the final boss in the Deep Stone Crypt raid, because you can get so close to the boss, and there's no stomp mechanics shoving you away. First in, last out is a precision slug shotgun that does a ton of damage when you land a precision shot from close up. With all slug shotguns, the range is capped, so we don't want to get any range perks on this thing because they won't really help so much. Range has a small part to do with aim assist, which is why range isn't completely useless, but for PvE, there's better options we can go for on the shotgun. In column 1, any mod that increases stability or handling are what you want want to get. Both of these stats will either help you land crits more easily or make the weapon feel better to wield. Fluted Barrel or Arrowhead Break are the two best options to go for. I personally like Arrowhead Break just a little more because it buffs handling and recoil. In column 2, we're going to ignore any reload or range perk entirely. The best perk to run here is Assault Mag because the increase to rate of fire lets you shoot through every shot in your magazine a little faster, increasing your damage per second. In column 3, auto-loading holster will automatically reload the shotgun when it's been holstered for a few seconds. Dump the entire magazine into the boss or bulky enemy you're shooting at, swap to another weapon to do more damage, and then when that weapon is empty, you can swap back to first in, last out, and it'll be completely reloaded for you to put out even more damage. When we combine all of this with Vorpal Weapon in column 4, which increases the damage the slug shots do against bosses, this thing is just awesome at putting out a lot of damage, and we never have to worry about reloading, which stops us from doing more damage. The next weapon you need to get is literally the only legendary Arc LMG you can get in the game. In harder difficulty content like Legend and Master Lost sectors, or in Master and Grandmaster Nightfalls, having an LMG that you can use to safely pop shields from a safe distance away is extremely valuable. Having an LMG that doesn't take up your one exotic weapon you can use is even better, letting you run something that does a ton of damage like Izanagi's Burden or Ariana's Vow. The 7th Seraph LMG has some really good perk options and can work with your preferred Warmind Cell build on your armor. For perks, we're going to want to go with perks that improve the stability of the weapon to make the spread tighter together, like Arrowhead Break, Polygonal Rifling, or Fluted Barrel in column 1. These increase stability or recoil, as well as weapon handling. In column 2, we'll want to go with Appended Mag for more ammo in the magazine, or Flared Magwell for better stability and faster reloads. Which one you'll want to go with largely depends on what you want in column 3. If you go with auto-loading holster, you won't need Flared Magwell's faster reload speed, so Appended Mag is better. Field Prep, with the larger ammo reserves and fast reload whenever you want, is also a very strong option to run. In column 4, you'll have your choice between two powerful damage increasing perks. For solo play, you'll want to get Vorpal Weapon, which will make the Saw LMG do more damage to bosses. If you're playing in group content, Firing Line will increase your precision damage when 2 or more allies are near. The 4th weapon you're going to want to get is the Ikolos SMG. It's another weapon that can use Warmind cells, and it's one of the best archetypes of submachine guns. The perk options it runs are great when you need an Arc legendary weapon, like in Legendary or Master Lost sectors, and just overall a very good weapon at crowd control now that one of the most powerful SMGs, Recluse, was sunset. With this SMG, we're going to want more stability to make the bullet spread better, as well as range so that each bullet's damage fall off isn't as aggressive. Both of these stats will help the SMG be a little bit better at the slightly longer ends of close range combat. In column 1, we're going to want either Corkscrew Rifling to increase range, stability, and handling, or Small Bore to increase range and stability. In column 2, we're going to want to get Tactical Mag for the stability improvement, the faster reload speed, and the slightly increased magazine size. A good alternative would be Flared Magwell for increased stability and faster reload speed. For column 3, I really like Dynamic Sway Reduction for the increased accuracy and stability while holding down the trigger to make hitting a ton of precision shots in a row on enemies really easy. Another really good option would be Threat Detector, which increases the reload, stability, and handling when enemies are close to you. This should be easy to proc since SMGs are close range weapons and you'll be surrounded by multiple enemies a lot with this type of combat. Again, some people swear by subsistence, but I think it's just not for me because it goes through my reserve ammo so quickly. Column 4 has a bunch of really fun options. There's Vorpal Weapon for increased damage against bosses. There's Demolitionist, where every kill with the Ikolos SMG gives some grenade energy back. There's also Surrounded, which pairs very well with Threat Detector, giving increased damage when 3 or more enemies are nearby. Out of the 3, I like Demolitionist the most, with Surrounded just a little bit behind that. Vorpal Weapon sounds great, but I'd rather just use a special weapon or heavy weapon for dealing with boss damage instead of a primary weapon. The final weapon you absolutely need to get your hands on is the busted heavy weapon Falling Guillotine. That's right, this sword is back and is still one of the highest DPS items in the game. The perfect role for this weapon is anything in column 1 that improves the sword's impact, which is basically more damage. The best is Jagged Edge, but Honed Edge wouldn't be bad either. In column 2, Swordmaster's Guard is the best because it increases the rate you can do a more powerful heavy attack. The charge rate on the bottom left when you use a heavy attack is faster with this perk. In column 3, the only perk to bother getting is Relentless Strikes because you get additional ammo for every 3 light attacks. When you're DPSing down a boss or a really bulky champion, you'll literally create additional ammo for your sword every 3 hits you smack an enemy in quick succession. And finally, the perk that makes this even better is Whirlwind Blade in column 4. Rapid sword strikes increase your damage for a short time, which pairs well with Relentless Strikes. Throw on a boss spec mod and you're ready to be a DPS god. Farming for all of these weapons and getting any of these god rolls is simple and easy. It might take some time or some resources you have, but all of these weapons are in the world drop loot table, so just doing anything will have a chance for you to get them. The best way to farm for these though is to turn in Vanguard or Crucible tokens to Zavala and Shaxx, or weapon parts to Banshee. These currencies don't really have any other use, and you'll get a ton just playing the game. If you're new to Destiny, start turning in your Vanguard and Crucible tokens to try getting some of these really good weapons so you can start doing some endgame content. If you want to enjoy your games more, subscribe to the channel for more Destiny content. Share this video with other players new to Destiny or returning after a few seasons away so they can enjoy their games more too, and like this video to help me out. Thanks for watching.